Evening, how are you doing? Welcome to Friday Live, all about the healthiest barbecue options. Let me just turn off the Wi-Fi for you guys on Instagram. I got caught out this time. I forgot. I know. It's that one of those things where it's really weird because obviously my laptop's an Apple, so you wouldn't think the signal would be any different phone to laptop, but clearly it is. All right, that's you guys on Insta should be fine now. But yeah, I'm going to come to you about with the healthiest barbecue options because we've got glimmers of summer. So with everyone's like drying off their barbecues, starting to think about, oh, tomorrow's gonna be a nice day. Shall we have a barbecue? Trying to make the most of that summer weather, right? So I wanted to share with you thinking about navigating what are the healthiest options. Like, yes, you want to enjoy your barbecue, but you also don't want to feel like, oh, overloaded with food, not feeling so great, maybe got barbecue hangover from the quality of the food you're eating, what you were having and how much. So I just wanted to share with you the healthiest barbecue options, but also so you can enjoy it and not feel like guilty the next day. And I say guilty in terms of thinking, oh, I shouldn't have had that thing or I shouldn't have the X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to do some reels about different barbecue options because I know Marx's is a big one for like buy free for I don't know how much it is barbecue things and go through some of those foods. So obviously, first up, there is a difference between stuff you make yourself and stuff you're buying that's already made. So just giving that example, Marks is there and many supermarkets that do free barbecue things for £12 or whatever it might be. So obviously the things you make yourself, you've got more control over what's in them. But in terms of if you're going around to a friend's house or some family member, you might not know what's what. But rule of thumb, so rule of thumb in terms of what are the best kind of low calorie options food-wise. First up is going to be any kind of grilled vegetables. So that's a great thing with barbecue. It's about grilling it. Vegetables are naturally lower in calories, high in fiber, they're packed with vitamins and minerals, and grilling can make them tastier too. Obviously, if they're covered in oil, not so great, but just lightly oiled, obviously, to stop them just burning, then it is what it is, right? So it's really going for grilled vegetables because it's going to fill you up, give you nutrition, and they're going to taste, maybe you prefer them a bit grilled, so you might find you eat more veg than you normally do. So actually there's a little bit of benefit there. And my favorite, chicken breast. Chicken breast is always going to be a winner. Skinless, boneless chicken breasts are less fattening. I never personally ever eat the skin on the chicken. I've never enjoyed it. And obviously that's where a lot of the fat is. So even if you get like a chicken thigh, if you think barbecue, you might get chicken thigh, watch out for food poisoning. You might get chicken thigh, chicken legs, then I would always peel off the skin and have the chicken. And as well with these, you're not going to have as much chicken in terms of the amount of meat versus a chicken breast. So just think about you might need to eat a bit more than you would do normally in terms of the chicken to get the same as a chicken breast. And I appreciate chicken breasts tend to be a lot more expensive than chicken legs and chicken thighs, which is normally why they don't feature that heavily in a barbecue. Plus, people can be a bit less what's the word, confident in cooking them on the barbecue too. So they tend to opt for something with a bit more fat in it to help with the grilling. So yeah, but chicken is still a winner. Again, it's a lean source of protein, fewer calories than other meats like ribs and sausages even. And then what I was going to say, you just got to look at what sauces are on there. So how do you add that extra flavor? Are people using a spice rub? Is it in a marinade, which maybe has sugar and salt in it? How has that been done, or is it a homemade marinade? Again, you might not have complete control over that, but it's just being aware of it and just going, okay, I'm going to go for the chicken. It's got marinade on it. I'm going to peel the skin off. So actually, you're probably going to lose a lot of that salt and sugar. So it's still going to be the healthiest option to go for. And then you'd be looking at kind of like any kind of turkey options. Typically, it's turkey burgers or veggie burgers. What I would say about the veggie burgers, again, it depends how highly processed they are. But again, turkey is a lean meat. And veggie burgers, will be typically a lot of salt in them. But again, you're going to have fewer calories and less fat than, say, your ribs and your burgers. So far we've got our turkey, we've got our chicken, and we've got our vegetables. Okay, then move on to something like fish. Any kind of fish you tend to get. Not always the most popular barbecues. It kind of depends what people's tastes are. But any kind of fish. So things like prawns are always a bit of a go-to for people. Sometimes you get people do salmon or cod. Occasionally we'll do monkfish tail if we're feeling a bit fancy. And again, they're just good sources of protein. Again, it's how you cook it, but again, fish is rich in protein, healthy fats, and relatively low in calories. And then you want to be touching up your salads. So again, salads depends on the dressings. Try and avoid the creamy dressings. Use the vinegar-based ones because you're going to have less calories or a small amount of olive oil. So dressings, always think kind of oil versus creamy. Creamy are going to be higher in calories, higher in fats than the oil type dressings. And then when it comes to dessert, think about fruit, having corn, like grilled pineapple, watermelon, mixed fruit salad, or refreshing, low in calories, natural sweetness versus your toasted marshmallows. Now, if you want your toasted marshmallows, of course, have one. Personally, I find them so super sweet that I find I don't really overindulge in those anyway. I think 2 would be my limit. So you might want some grilled fruit afterwards to give you that refreshment. And of course, fruit. People are like, oh, it's high in sugar, Julie. Well, the fruit is natural sugar. It's going to fill you, give you fiber, nutrients, versus maybe the sugar, say, in a marinade or sugar in other sauces that you're having. So really chill out around the fruit thing. It's not an issue. And then, of course, you can have other things like corn on the cob, my family's favourite. I personally don't like corn, but it's always there as a feature. And it's grilling it without butter, maybe just a light spray of olive oil or herbs. Because again, it's relatively low in calories and high in fiber. So ultimately, the key with the barbecue is to focus on your portion control. Watch out for the high calorie sauces, dressings, size like coleslaw, potato salad. So again, it's that creamy mixture. These tend to be highly calorific. And one thing my family started doing was chips on the side. I don't know where this came from, like having chips at the barbecue, but you're doing those in the oven, you're not doing them on the barbecue. I don't know, I think it's breaking some sort of barbecue rules. But yeah, so things like that. So the high calorie sauces, the dressings, sides like coleslaw, potato salad, or chips, and then just making sure you're staying hydrated. Because again, if you're hydrated and you're having the low calorie beverages, I did a post about a low calorie one earlier, just making out in watermelon and mint, and that can help you feel full, reduce the temptation to overeat. And I think that's the key thing, is about portion control, but knowing that there are options. So stick with your veg, your white meat. And when I say white meat, I'm talking about the chicken, the fish, and then you've got your salads with the olive oil rather than the creamy dressings, things like your corn on the cob, and then your fruit for dessert rather than your marshmallows. And of course, staying hydrated. Right, so it's quite straightforward, but I think sometimes we do tend to overthink things. And I know you don't always have the know in terms of how things have been going to be made. You could be going around to a friend's house and you go around and all it is burgers and sausages and coleslaw and chips, and you're like, don't want to be impolite and like go, don't really want to have anything, or it's not that healthy, I don't want to say no, I don't want to go because it's like then it seems rude. But the way to help influence that is taking something, right? Because it's always polite to take something. So you can make a salad at home and take it, make a couscous salad, bring that along, or bring some chicken skewers along. That's how I've navigated it over the past few years, is by contributing in a way that means I know I can have my chicken fix, I can have my couscous, and still have, a burger or a sausage too. So I'm not completely not missing out, not joining in and feeling like, oh, I'm not having that. But I can make healthier options and have a burger and have a sausage and not miss out. But ultimately, as I said, it's about your white meats, your white fish, your vegetables, your oils versus creamy sauces, and try and avoid the high sugar marinades, the high sugar sauces. Like I say, you can make your own, and there's plenty you can do with olive oil and some spices. All right, and let's say keeping hydrated. And again, you can make your own drinks. I know there's loads of drinks out there now that got so much rubbish in them, but just a bit of fruit. And again, if you're going to use fruit to grill, then you can make it yourself. If you've got a bit of time and you quite like making your own concoctions, put your little twist on it. Like I say, check out the watermelon mint cooler recipe I put on earlier. That's a great one. Simple, easy, and it's only 52 calories a portion. So there you go. Go and enjoy your barbecues this weekend if you're having one. Any questions about that? Anything you think, oh, we normally have that on the barbecue? I'm not sure. But yeah, to summarize, that's your healthy options. Your ones to avoid is your burgers, your sausages, your high sugary marinades, your creamy coleslaws, potato salads. All right, team. Hope that helps. Like I say, my DMs are always open, and I will catch you guys next week.